A narcissist will limit you to the point where you think that this is as good as it gets. You see, over a period of time, you get involved in a relationship, and that relationship starts off really awesome. You start to connect with this person. You think, I could see a future with this person. You think that, hey, this would be an amazing person to continue my life with because they actually seem to listen. They actually seem to care. Like, I'm getting involved with them in multiple different ways. Like, this could be the one. And then as that relationship progresses, you start to have little aspects that seem to disappear. They're like, they don't pay attention to me as much. They're distracted with their phone. Like, they're not coming in and actually greeting me. They're not actually talking to me. Like, all of a sudden I think I did something wrong and I don't know what I did. And all of a sudden that devaluation phase starts inching its way into the relationship, where all of a sudden you're on the other side of it and you're like, what did I do? And then over a period of time, you think, well, maybe I just need to love better. Maybe I just need to communicate better. Maybe I just need to get involved in what they like and their hobbies or whatever it might be. There's always an aspect that as the narcissist or the toxic person pulls back, that it makes you try harder. That's food for the narcissist. That is an awesome feeling, because then you have someone that is wanting you, that's coming after you, that's pursuing you. And that further validates the narcissist's ego and sense of superiority to everybody, because they've got people underneath them that are vying for their attention, that are vying for their emotions, that are vying to feel heard and accepted. The narcissist thinks that's pretty amazing because they're vying for them. And so over a period of time, you're in that narcissistic relationship and you're trying and you start to get desperate. You start to think, how can this get better? What do I need to do? Maybe we need to talk to some friends. Maybe we need to go to a counselor. Maybe we need to get involved in church. Maybe we need to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You'll find different aspects that you start thinking, maybe we can do this different. The hard thing is when you think through those options only apply to relationships that both people want it to work. Now, narcissists will tell you that they want it to work. A lot of times they'll come to the table and be like, yeah, I want this relationship, 10 out of 10. Well, how are they actually validating that? Are they showing they want the relationship 10 out of 10 when they're raging and yelling? Are they showing they wanted a 10 out of 10 when they're walking out of the house and calling another man or a woman? Do they show it's a 10 out of 10 when they're driving like a maniac on the road because they're so angry that they're about ready to cause an accident and kill you and your family? Oftentimes the narcissist will say, I want to make it work. I want to make it happen. And they'll continue to try to manipulate through different avenues, through counseling, through therapy, through books, through self-help, all this type of stuff. And they'll continue to try to do that. And then as you slowly start to get an idea of like, maybe I need to get out of this relationship, maybe I need to break free of whatever this person has put around me, you start to think that's not possible. You start to think that that's not a reality that is actually acceptable, because you've heard so many times the lies that the narcissist has placed around you time and time again. You've heard the narcissist tell you that lie that you're not good enough. You've heard the narcissist tell you that lie that you're too fat, that you don't look good, that you're too old, that you really shouldn't be doing that because what will other people think, that you really shouldn't be around these other people because, you're not as good as them, or you shouldn't be doing this business venture because honestly you don't really know what you're doing. There's so many different things that a narcissist slowly over time will start to infiltrate your mind and put different thoughts in your head that 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, you never would have thought. But because they want that control, and because they want that aspect to limit your knowledge, to limit your perspective, they're going to keep putting a lie after lie after lie around you to the point that you think that either this is what you deserve or this is all you'll get. That's so far off from the truth, because there are so many people that are in a relationship that they think this is all it is. And they don't realize that there's so much more out there, that there's so much more that they could accomplish, that there's so much more that they are capable of, but they're limited by that toxic person in their life. They're limited by that person who's put lie after lie after lie saying, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not handsome enough. And they've told you this time and time again through the rageful moments, through the quiet moments, through the small conversations, through the slight comments. They've told you this to a point where you start to believe it. And it starts to limit you. And it starts to hold you back, and it starts you down this cycle and down this thought process that you start to think, maybe this is the abuse I deserve. Maybe this is the place I have to be. Maybe this is what it all is. But that one thought that rings inside your head time and time again is simply the one thought, maybe I'm not good enough. Because as you get ready to leave, you start seeing the more aggressive, the rageful, the vengeful side of that toxic person when they come out and they say, like nobody's going to love you. Nobody's going to care for you. Nobody wants to see, you as a single parent. How are you going to date? Like, you're not going to get guys. Like, I've got people lined up that just want to be with me. Like, no one's going to come for you. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You'll see that come out more and more at times with the narcissist. And then all of a sudden you start thinking, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right that I'm not good enough. Maybe they're right that I can't find love apart from this. And over time, people start thinking that connection that they have with their spouse, with their partner, with that narcissistic person, that connection that they have is love, when oftentimes that connection is just plain old abuse and trauma that has built a bond that you don't understand and that you can't break out of. And as a result, it limits your thought process. It limits your mind to actually know what is possible. So you start to believe the lies. You start to believe, maybe I'm not good enough and this is all I get. When you start to think that thought of maybe I'm not good enough, I want you to know this. You are. But the hard part is you've had someone in your life who's manipulated, who's gaslit, and who's lied to you so many times, you start to believe the fact. You start to lose your confidence. You start to lose your own willpower, knowing your worth. Because slowly, little by little, they've taken that and they've started to take it away from you every single time they cut you down, and you start to believe that. Know your worth. Take it back. Focus on your growth, your development, and understanding that you as a human being are worthy of so much more respect than what the narcissist gave you. You're worthy of so much more love than how they gaslit you into thinking that they were showing love when they actually weren't. Know your worth. Grow and become the best you can possibly be. And knowing that inside that relationship, it feels like that is your total world. And that is only because the narcissist has alienated you from everybody else. But it's a very small existence to be stuck with a narcissist compared to what's actually out there. Grow, change, heal. Work on yourself. You can do this. So many people get out of a relationship and they're like, I don't think I can do this. I want to go back. I don't know why I want to go back. I've got this crazy love and connection with this person, but I know they were bad for me. I know it was the worst decision. I know they cheated on me. I know they lied. Help. And that's oftentimes what I do. I talk with people one-on-one, coaching them, working with them to get out of the narcissistic abusive relationship, to get out of that mindset and that mentality that has stuck and trapped people in the lies that the narcissist put around you every single day of your life with them. To get people to acknowledge, to open up, to see their ability to be able to change, grow, and heal apart from that person that was sucking the life out of them, that was taking all their time, their energy, their anxiety, and be able to put that on the side and say, hey, I can actually heal and grow and become a better person. It's possible. It takes time. If you like what you see here and you'd like to talk more, reach out to me on my website, rawmotivations.com. Would love to talk to you there. If you like what you see as far as listening or hearing what's going on right now, then please subscribe. Follow us on different social media platforms, so TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Would love to interact with you on there. Leave comments, ask questions. Also, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, rate us and let us know how we're doing, because I want to get better at communicating, want to get better at spreading the knowledge and spreading the awareness of what's going on with narcissists, with abusive relationships, and how to be able to heal from them, how to be able to change from them. That's why we're here. Awareness, growth, healing, and change. Thanks so much.